Hello, RhythmWorks community. My name is Carly. I'm the Communications and Marketing Coordinator for RhythmWorks Integrative Dance, as well as an RWID certified instructor. I'm so excited to share the newest edition of our Insight and Inspire series, which highlights certified instructors whose journey can provide us all with insightful experiences and inspiration as we continue on in our teachings. So without further ado, I want you all to meet Angus. Angus, tell us who you are. Well, I got your name, but where are you from? How long have you been a dancer and a dance instructor and a certified RWID instructor?
Hey, so my name's Angus Lean. I'm from Australia, Victoria State, the Victorian state, and I'm from Hamilton. We're about 9,000 people, so it's a bit of a small town. So how long have I been a dancer for? I've been a dancer since I was 6, so about 16 years now. We're coming up to 17, really. So most of all my life, and well, being a dance instructor, I've only started being an instructor probably since I was 20, but that was through the Rhythm Works. I was first approached by my dance teacher to be a dance instructor for Rhythm Works. But over that time, I was doing dancing, and my dance coordinator, who was in charge of a company that I've been doing it with for years, she was too busy with other things going on with her life, because she's organising a company is very busy, especially as we know. And well, from there, it went a bit downhill from there, like with the Rhythm Works. But I was approached by a supervisor from my work, because I'm a disability support worker, before I became a dance instructor. And they wanted to do some after school activities, and they mentioned dance. And it took me maybe a day for it to click. I thought, why not bring Rhythm Works, and I can become a full instructor and I can bring that together. So from that journey, I did it in 2019. I took some other classes from kids while doing the training, and I really enjoyed it, like learning the process of it all. And then COVID happened, and I think I stopped doing the training for a bit, just with everything going on. But during our second lockdown, we've been very fortunate with COVID in Australia. Lost track there. During the second COVID lockdown, I was asked by a workmate about doing some dancing with the kids, and we got to talking about putting into a business. So I finished my full instructor course, because at that time there was the Rhythm Works organisation was letting us do it for free, the rest of it if needed be. And I thought, perfect opportunity to finish it. So ever since then, last year I've been a full Rhythm Works Integrative Dance.
Yay! It's so awesome. And on top of all of this, you want to share with us what your diagnosis is?
Sure. So I've got a disability since I'm diagnosed since I was 8, called ASD. That's short for Autism Spectrum Disorder. So I've had that since, as I was said, 8. I was asked by one of my teachers had noticed not something odd about me, but that was a bit different to the kids. And she mentioned taking me to my parents about going to a speech therapist. And about that age, I was diagnosed with ASD, with a language disorder, but I've overcome that one now. So
awesome. Yeah. You speak very eloquently. It's wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. In your own words, what does it mean to have autism spectrum disorder?
Having autism, it can be hard sometimes, especially socially. I found I struggled during school, especially as a male dancer, with the way it's always hard with school kids. You know, you get picked on for, you might be gay when you're not. So I've always found that very hard. And there was a fair bit of bullying because I didn't do like for us it's Aussie sports, football, but I did play basketball and do all that kind of stuff, but I love dancing more. So I stopped doing other sports and I did some dancing. But no, there are certain things that I like done. I love routines. And I found that going on holidays can sometimes really upset my routine. So I get a bit unsettled for a few days, which, and yeah, there's many other things that I can get, I really enjoy as a ASD, having ASD and all that. So, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, describe to us tell us about your dance journey. So how has autism spectrum disorder affected your dance training as well as your teaching?
So I found with autism as a dancer is that I need to be shown what to do. If I was told, I would just go in one out the other. So, but my dance teachers always found it amazing how fast I could pick up things after just showing me a dance routine once or twice. They just were amazed by it. So, and like if you showed me a lift by video, I'd just get it down right. So I always found that really fascinating, that's been really something that's really been amazing for me as a dancer. So, and teaching kids with disabilities, having autism, I've noticed that I've had to be more understanding kind of way, like as you have to be, but I found it even more because sometimes things don't go as well, like in the plan. I write the routine how it's going to go, and sometimes it goes a bit overextended and all that kind of stuff. So I've learned how to deal with that as a teacher, and because I'm still learning, because I've got so many years of experience ahead of me as a teacher. So I found that I have to be understanding, and I need to understand that sometimes routine as a dance teacher might not go exactly the way I plan it. So I need to go a bit more with the flow sometimes, especially with kids with disabilities. I've been very fortunate. I've been doing some teaching with my disability business that I'm working with, Southern Stay, and I forgot to mention I'm a teacher's aide at local schools.
Okay.
So I've been really working with kids and then with disability, really everything's worked out really perfectly when I think about it.
Yeah, sounds like it.
but like I've had experience also like working with kids, so which has been great. I've been able to use some strategies from local teachers as well into with disability and with my own teaching, which has been really beneficial. I found some strategies have worked, which is really good myself.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So what is it like teaching an inclusive class from the perspective of someone with autism spectrum disorder?
I found empathy. You need to understand sometimes the ability to understand what the participant are feeling, because they struggle to express how they feel. Like I still struggle to express how I feel. I found sometimes public speaking and talking to people, I can't keep eye contact for very long. I still can't. As you can notice and everything. Yeah. It's something I think I'm always going to struggle with. I've improved a lot since I was a child, and especially in high school, but I've become a bit more, what's the word? I've opened up. One of the principals last year just noticed during the second lockdown because I was in charge of kids that were at school that had parents that that were essential workers. They just noticed that I just had brightened up. I was so confident about myself, and I'm guessing, but I still struggle with that social aspect of it, talking with people. So I guess just have to be patient and sometimes understand that if a child's not looking at you, it's not because I don't want to. It's just they struggle with it, or struggling how they express how they feel. That's something that I think any child with autism will struggle with. That's
Yeah, that goes into the next question that I was going to ask was, For our dance teachers, is there anything that you would want them to know or you wish that your dance teachers knew growing up on how to teach students that may have ASD?
Sure. So I'm guessing not everyone is the same with autism. Some people with autism are able to lead productive lives and achieve their goals, of course, like I have been able to. But but I've also had help along the way. So I'm guessing with that question is that, you know, people find kids with autism, they'll find something hard, and with right encouragement and the supportiveness of a teacher, they can accomplish it. It's just being patient and being there for them. That's what I found. I've been very fortunate with my dance teachers. So.
Absolutely. What's one common myth that you would like to debunk about autism spectrum disorder?
Not everyone's, well, as I said, not everyone's the same, I guess. You know, that's the whole thing. Not everyone's the same with autism. I found that I think yeah, most people think that autism, okay, so you know, they're not, this is from what I've been at school and everything, and from what I've seen, but from what I've worked as a disability support worker, no one's the same.
Right.
Everyone, probably people that outside of the business or not understanding disability would think, oh, they're all the same, you know, not very productive, you know, they why they're making those weird sounds. But you know, everyone's different. I find it, anyone that's different with a disability is amazing. They all have a unique gift, and that's what I love about my job. I love about having autism. I used to, I'll be honest, I never used to really like autism much. I've always struggled with food, eating, like the sense of smells, and because it smells good it smells good, but because it's all through the brain, it's like, it smells good, but it doesn't taste good to me.
Sure. Yeah.
Like so I've always found it hard with you know, going out to restaurants and all that kind of stuff with friends and family, everything like that. So sorry.
All good.
But yeah, that's probably one myth. It's just that everyone's not the same. Everyone's different. You just got to understand that person. So even there might be two kids that have autism in a class, one might be different. One might be more outspoken because they feel like that's the only way to communicate, and one might be very quiet, wanting to just observe. Like I was very quiet and like to observe things. I found it easier. But I know some other kids that they love to talk. So
yeah, I find autism spectrum disorder to be so beautiful in that sense, in that every single person you interact with is different and unique.
Yeah.
And I find that fascinating too.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, it's
I love what I'm doing right now. It's just, I never thought I'd be doing this in my entire life. I thought back when I was in high school, I thought having ASD means I wouldn't have my own business. That was the mindset I had. I just thought I was never good enough for that. But now that I've had supportive friends, family, and workmates, I've been able to realize that dream.
It sounds like you are exactly where you need to be and doing exactly what you were made to do.
Yes, but it's all without, if I wouldn't be able to do this without help. That's the thing. Like I think with people with autism, as I said, they can be productive and achieve their goals, but everyone does need sometimes help, and you just have to be very sometimes patient with them. Like this morning I was I'm very nervous. So I'm like, just my own mindset and all that kind of stuff. Family trying to talk to me. I'm just like, okay, yeah, all right, just all that. So I've just been trying to keep it very chill in the house.
You're doing so good. You're doing great. And we just have one question left.
Yep.
Almost at the end. So I want to know, what is your favorite and can be your least favorite part of having autism spectrum disorder?
So my favorite part would be I'm very passionate and focused on things I love. Like my family I think after a few years, they got over me talking about this, but I was a big fan of like Game of Thrones.
Yes.
So I would talk about and focus on for years. But like that focus has turned into history. I love certain history. I just love it so much. I keep buying books. Like during the pandemic last year, I bought so many books. I haven't even got halfway through them yet. So, but I just, when I'm passionate about something and focused, I just love it. Like that's just something I noticed with ASD. I can be very passionate about, like for instance, dancing. I've been very fortunate the last few years to be able to still dance. Once we because as I said, I'm 22, 23 at the end of this month, but all the other kids I used to dance with, they've all moved on to something else now, and I still love dancing. And I've made good friends at dancing from the younger years, but like who are in high school, and we just get on very, very well. And I've got a great relationship with my dance teachers, better than I ever thought. So it's been really good. Like that's where autism comes in. I'm passionate about dance, and that's really it's made me more confident as well. Just trying to think if there's anything else with something that I'm very autism. Well, I'm guessing with now something I found that very hard for autism. I did mention it before. Is I'm a fussy eater. It took me a while to realize that was the autism thinking. I always thought there was something wrong with me, but when I was doing my education support to become a teacher's aide, I read that when reading about autism or some disabilities, that autism can affect eating habits with the sense of smell and taste. And that kind of I was just like, wow, okay, there's nothing wrong with me. It's just with the autism. So like wow, okay. But the last few years I've been trying different foods, and I'm improving a lot with the foods, but it's something that I'm always going to struggle with. And the confidence, I guess, like to go out in public, eat. When I see people eating all these exquisite meals and I'm just ordering sometimes just bowl of chips. So, but no, look, that's probably something I'm always going to struggle with. And that's probably the one thing I found very hard with autism. But it's been really helpful. Otherwise, everything else.
Yeah. I think the positive of the passion and that drive is such a powerful superpower that you have.
It can be.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's something that I think a lot of people wish they had within them. And here you have that, and it's within your genetic code. And I think that is so cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I've been very lucky. I've had supportive people. I've got something planned. Hopefully later this year, I can bring up into Hamilton as well through my business. I'm doing some training tomorrow, which is exciting.
Yeah.
But look, I wouldn't be where I am today without having my parents supporting me, school teachers throughout school, and workmates from schools, and also from the disability, but also my dance teachers. I've been very fortunate as a dancer to have Angela McGill. She was a former Australian ballet dancer.
Yeah.
And we've been very fortunate there. She's been such an amazing, she's been so supportive for me all the way throughout it. And our current director, Kylie Lewis, she's been so great helping me. We all have such a great relationship with my dance teachers, and I'm just always going to be thankful for them. So just very grateful.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Angus, this has been so wonderful. You are such a rock star. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. I hope that we get to chat again and
definitely, I love that.
Hear about your business and everything that you're doing in your life. You have such a bright future ahead of you and such a light within you. So thank you. And thank you everyone for joining us and watching. This has been wonderful, and yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you everybody for hearing my story, and thank you for having me here.